I think the kids are having a great childhood. I look at the way that they're able to be free range.
Yeah.
It's like the best of the 1970s, when the 1970s era neighborhood is still sort of functioning. The kids definitely know their parents, and the kids live with their parents. There's no question of the kids being attached to their parents. Mm-hmm. But the kids also know that they can trust the adults in the community. Yes. Some of the kids have been very warm to me, hugging me in the hallway, things like this. I've gotten to know a few of the kids in a way where I feel like I really know them as people. Oh, there's Nirvana. It's just absolutely awesome. I think the kids have a really positive childhood. They're supported here. The security is here for their safety. I think it's very important for people to know that you're already taking preemptive precautions to prevent unsavory encounters, between any adult. I don't think that these exist in the community, but you're taking proactive measures to make sure that children can't be taken off into a situation by themselves where something unsavory might happen. You're very aware of those types of risks, just in general, in human society. I saw two little girls playing with a shopping cart the other day, and they're bashing it against the side of the building, and it looks like, oh gosh, one of them's gonna fall out. The security guard comes up to them and says, "Where's your driver's license? If you don't have a driver's license, get out of that shopping cart, you can't drive." Great question. Puts the kids down, they run off. They're happy as kids. There are people who are checking in, who are supervising, but they also have freedom to interact with each other in a way that's very, I think, very positive.
Yeah. So
you're really enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And I want to say one other thing, because I've been thinking of this, I'll let it all hang out. The Guardian article ran a couple of days ago, and one of the things that's featured in the Guardian article is a concern about your fence. And I want to say two things to consider about the fence. The fence and the gate were here before you were here. Mm-hmm. And in that sense, the fence and the gate are historic to the building. And when you tried to change the fence, you encountered difficulty from the local zoning people. But if you tried to remove the fence, you would probably have also encountered static from the local zoning people. Right. So you can't win. There's a fence, and some people say, there's a fence, we don't like it. You didn't put in the fence. If you tried to take out the fence, somebody would say, don't take out the fence. Right. So the fence is an inevitability because it's part of the property. But the other thing to also consider is you have like 30 kids who are able to run around here where there's supervision, but they're not being micromanaged. And if you didn't have some type of gate, there would be kids who'd be like, let's go to the park. We don't have to tell Mom. For sure,
absolutely, they would do that.
You'd have two kids who are like, we can ride our bike to that gas station and get candy. And so in other words, the fact that the fence is there, the fact that there's a guard there, just to make sure that no toddler wanders away, means that these kids have such a large property to have friendships and bonding and be independent. And they come out, they go to library day, they do outings with their parents, they travel with their parents sometimes. This is not like they are locked into this facility. But, daycare centers have gates and have people watching gates. And my daughter, when she was 2, there was one day I'm getting ready for work, and she just leaves the house and goes and gets in the car. And now it's like, where's Annika? Where's Annika? And I go out and she's in the car, but there's a police officer who's like in his car watching the fact that she's left the house. And I realized, wow, it's really good the police officer were there. I took my eyes off her for 1 second. She could have walked all the way down the street. Wow. And for you guys to be saying, look, we want to make sure that these kids are safe. We want to make sure that they're not wandering out onto a busy road. I think that the fence is not here to be separatist, and the fence is not here to lock anybody in. And to the extent that the fence is here both for security in terms of worrying about people who've harassed you, and also saying, look, we don't want toddlers walking down the sidewalk, and we want the parents to be able to feel, oh, my kid is playing outside the window, that's okay. Instead of saying my kid's playing outside the window, but I have to worry that they're going to walk to the front of the property.
Exactly. I think that's very reasonable.